The Analogue NT Mini Noir, one final run, limited quantities at $499, long sold out, right? Was supposed to ship this month alongside the 8-bit and 32.4 gigahertz controllers, which are still listed to be released on July 15th. Not sure if that's going to change. The NT Mini Noir is supposed to come with one of those as well. But just today, Analogue has announced that there is a delay. And this leads me to believe a few things. Like, I believe, yeah, for sure their reason for the delay is true. But I also think with reading into this a little bit more and some of the more information they shared, that this is actually leading into a new product. Hear me out here, right? So on Twitter earlier today, they did announce the NT Mini Noir ship date has been delayed and will ship in November 2020. So about 4 months away, 4 months or so, 2020, not next year, this year, due to the current state of global affairs and sudden supply chain challenges. Any questions about your order or to cancel for a full refund, you can contact them. I can appreciate that. You know, they're allowing people to cancel if they so choose. So that's nice. Maybe it'll bring back some stock so people can order it who really wanted one. They apologize for the inconvenience here. So there's a lot of people who are disappointed with this. There's a lot of people who are actually excited because of another announcement that they had made. No, not the Analogue Pocket, but something to do with the NT Mini Noir. And this leads me to believe some things. So I know a lot of people have been complaining for a while. Myself, I've kind of had some little snarky comments, about this, just having fun, but nonstop. I mean, this is free advertising, not like they're paying anything, but almost every day it appears they're posting a little video clip of an NES game running. So the assumption is that they're advertising the NT Mini Noir, a long sold out product, and they're advertising it every single day. Makes no damn sense. It's annoying people. Why aren't you showing something new? Why aren't you hyping up the Pocket? Why are you showing footage of something that nobody could buy because it's long sold out? I pre-ordered the NT Mini Noir. Am I disappointed with the delay? Yeah. Am I outraged? No, I'm not a child. I don't get outraged because of stuff like this. I understand what's going on in the world. There's just better things to worry about as well. So no, I'm not outraged. Disappointed, yes. Was really looking forward to it, But yeah, nonstop with these, if you look on their Twitter timeline here, just nonstop with these NES games, right? Why advertise a product that people can't buy? Interesting, right? I don't think they're actually, because there's nothing on here to tag that they're showing NT Mini Noir footage, right? So one final run. Yeah, for the decked out NT Mini, I believe, but I think something else is happening here. So also on their timeline here on Twitter, they did announce this, and a lot of people are excited, myself included, and there's a lot of people who are outraged or annoyed. I can't speak for them, but I have seen some people who are annoyed for sure with this announcement. So the NT Mini Noir is much more than we initially announced. In fact, it is a completely redesigned NT Mini from the inside out. Some of the NT Mini Noir's new features are, and they list them here. Now, this is really interesting. I have a take on this because why sell a product and they either withheld this information or the project evolved. I can't prove either way. I don't know, but it's one or the other. They held that information or the project evolved. I have a feeling it could just be partly both, right? But to go into this, and I'll showcase some of the footage that they show of the UI of the NT Mini Noir, but why would they go through and do all this, right? For a product that they already sold and everybody just had the assumption it was the same as the previous NT Mini, right? You didn't have to do anything special, but I have a feeling they did it for a reason. Not to make more money off of this product because it's sold out, but to sell a new product, right? So new FPGA scaler and UI, same as the Mega SG and the Super NT. So the cheaper, under $200 before, shipping and all that. FPGA, Super Nintendo, and Sega Genesis, right? Plastic, HDMI only unless you buy the DAC. Those are the cheaper systems here. And they made the UI and the scaler similar or the same as the Mega SG and Super NT. So that's interesting, right? A perfected NES cart slot designed in-house by Analogue. The next one's pretty big for some people. Dual simultaneous HDMI and analog output. Full DAC support to have dual analog output. That could be important for some people. For me, maybe not so much. I'm just looking to use HDMI, but that is very interesting. NES core 100% rewritten. So I've been seeing a lot of people talking about the Mr. NES core, and it is a fantastic core. You want to play NES games? For sure, Mr. is a great solution if you're not into original hardware. I almost feel like there may have been some pressure here because I've seen people, this is not my own, detailed inspection of this stuff, but I've seen people say and provide evidence to the such that the Mr. NES core is more robust and more accurate than the NT Mini NES core. I find that interesting. So maybe there was some pressure here. All known game bugs fixed. Composite video optimized. Microphone input is mic input plus headphone output. Controller pass-through mode added. Cart slot voltage options added. Famicom disk system channel redone. N163 channel redone. So some audio stuff here. And people are disappointed for a couple reasons with this. Some are excited, myself included. I'm like, hell yeah. And like I said, leads me to believe something else as well. But some of the people who are annoyed are the people who were early adopters of the NT Mini, the original one, and people who held off on buying this product because none of this stuff was announced. It was just the assumption, well, it's just going to be very similar to the previous model, just one final run, right? They just changed the name with that Noir thing, different color, that whatever, right? Some little minor differences. And the people who have the previous version there, or they wanted, like, they would have bought this, like, that's why they're disappointed. If they would have known this information, they would have pre-ordered this, right? And then the people who have the previous version are like, well, what about updating our version so we can get some of these features? Like, this seems like boo-boo-ness, right? And I don't know 100% because Analogue does not interact with the community on social media whatsoever, or at least that's the way it seems to me. I haven't seen them respond to people, but people are saying, well, with this Mini Noir having a new FPGA, maybe it's not possible that the previous FPGA can be updated to support some of this stuff. And Analogue at the same time is not really known to, continually update their products. That's, what a lot of people say. I mean, yeah, they've updated the firmware and whatnot for these consoles. I believe the Mega SG last update was last November, maybe. So they do put out updates, but I've seen so much talk here, like, yeah, they will never update the previous version, or just that they can't update it. And I find this interesting because a long while back, we talked about a trademark that they had, the Analogue 8. Why would they create a whole new product here, the NT Mini Noir, with all new features when people already paid for it and they didn't expect any of this stuff? I have a feeling that this stuff was put together, especially the UI and the scaler and some of these things, to be able to do the cheaper version, like the Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis with their plastic HDMI only output unless you get the DAC systems. I believe this is leading to the Analogue 8, the cheaper, under $200 prior to shipping FPGA NES console that's all plastic, right? I believe that's what's happening here. And that's why I believe this nonstop advertising of NES has nothing to do with one, particular product. I have a feeling that this has to do with just upcoming products in general, and it'll all make sense in the end. Do I have inside information? No, I just have a gut feeling, a big gut feeling. But you guys know, it just makes sense to me. I start thinking these things, like when there was the petition to put out another NT Mini, a final run, and all these people signed it, and it was like, yeah, I didn't really buy into it. It was a noble effort, but yeah, they surpassed what they were looking for. But I just thought Analogue had this already, planned all, anyway, like they were going to do this anyway, put out a premium product, grab hold of all of us who were willing or wanted one, buy this thing, and then boom, shortly thereafter, they announced the cheaper one. Will that piss off people who pay $500 for this, for the NT Mini Noir? Maybe. Well, I would imagine that it may piss off some of these people who paid like $800 to $1,000 for a pre-order that was listed on eBay to come out in July that is now coming out in November, right? I mean, you really shouldn't be doing pre-orders like this with such a long lead time. I don't think it's even allowed, but people still do it. But these people, now say what happens is, some of these people are going to be mad and they're going to be like, I want my freaking money back. Like, I'm not paying for this. Some of them may just hold out and say, no, just ship it to me when you get it. I'm cool, right? I'm happy that I spent $1,000 for this. But when Analog ships this to the seller of these eBay listings, right? They ship it to them, and then the seller, whenever they do it, they ship it to the customer that they sold to on eBay for such a big markup, right? I mean, $850, that seems about average on here. What was the most recent one? Just today, $850 plus 20 shipping. The seller here at minimum is paying like around 10% for the sale. So like $85 plus 10% off of the shipping as well. So an average of 10%. So they're knocking off like $85. Plus, if the payment's through PayPal, depending on their account with them, they could be paying like another 3%. But they still made a hefty little profit off of, not really doing anything. But what if between that time that Analog sends these out, I don't know if this could happen, but what if between that time, Analog announces the Analogue 8, the cheaper NES? Some of these people who paid $850 to $1,000 are going to be, hell no. You said this was going to ship in July. I'm filing a claim right now. I want my money back, right? And they'll get their money back. Like, eBay's always for the buyer, no matter what. It seems like it's a tough place if you're a seller on eBay, but for sure, eBay will side with them. They'll get their money back, and they'll place that pre-order down for the $200 Analogue 8. I just really think that's the way it's going to go down here. That shortly after, maybe not right away, but shortly after, that's just speculation, that they're going to announce the cheaper version. Why put in all this effort to change this console for something that it was final? There's no more of them, right? Because there will be more of them, just a cheaper version. It only makes sense to me. Let me know what you guys think. Appreciate you watching. With that said, I will catch y'all next time. Peace out, bye-bye, and boom. Bye.